Hey everybody, I'm Barbara with Fence News, and today we're interviewing a fence industry leader, Mark Dayhoff, COO with Trident Enterprises. Mark has been highlighted in our Top of the Chain feature. Before we get to know more about Mark, I want to fill you in on Trident Enterprises. Trident is located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, and was established in 1984 as a livestock fencing installation company. It has offered wildlife exclusion expertise for over 40 years. In 1996, it transitioned to a supply and distribution company and currently offers a full line of fencing solutions as well as complementary supplies and accessories. Trident works with a diverse range of clients from homeowners to the National Park Service, wildlife conservation groups, as well as veterinarians, municipalities, and animal rescues. Mark manages the day-to-day operations at Trident and has played a major role in its success. Fence News recently caught up with him and got the scoop on his journey with this unique fencing company. Here is a sneak peek into the world of Trident Enterprises and its COO, Mark Dayhoff. Hey Mark, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you joining us today. I'm looking forward to learning all about your business and how you got started. So can we just get started with some questions?
Sure, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about your roots.
So I grew up in a small town in Maryland, Walkersville. Grew up, my whole family did construction, and that's kind of what I thought my road would be in life, is to do construction as well. And about the time I graduated from high school, things took a little turn, and that's kind of how I ended up here.
How did you find your way into the fencing industry?
Sure. So it happened when I think I was 16. A neighbor of mine got hired by the gentleman who owned Trident Enterprises, Jack Olive, and he was going to build a fence. It happened as though it started in the summer, and he asked if I wasn't doing anything, if I'd be interested in coming in and dig some holes and put in some fence posts. And I didn't have anything else going on that summer, so I said sure. So I went in the first day. I met the then owner, Jack Olive, and he was working to put up a gate at that time. And I walked over and kind of started helping him, and he turned around and said, "You're hired." And one thing led to another. 38 years later, here I am.
So what was your first role with Trident, and how did you work your way up to COO?
So first job was digging holes, putting in fence posts too. It was what I was hired for. We did a lot of agricultural fence around the Walkersville, Frederick area. That's kind of what we thought we would do forever. We were a small installation fence company. As the farmers moved out and individuals and homeowners moved in, we had less and less work, and we started looking for other options. That kind of led us down to some deer fencing and some other products, and we started installing those, and that was going really well. And then we started getting requests outside of our area for those products, and then we decided, well, let's figure out how to ship those products and get them to the customer. And that kind of led us down the path to where we are now as just a distributor. We no longer do installations. We haven't for 25 years. We just morphed over into the business of distributing fencing products at this point.
Sticking with one company for nearly 40 years is pretty impressive. What has kept you with Trident, and what do you love so much about your job?
So what's kept me with Trident is, since the beginning, Jack Olive again, he said, we work hard, we grow this business, it'll pay off. And he showed that through the years, and certainly has paid off now as a part owner of the company after his passing a few years back. The other thing that's kept me here, other than the financial reward, was just it's something different. We went from a small fence company of 3 or 4 employees to now a large fence distributor of 30 employees with several warehouses, and actually looking for more warehouses currently. So going through that process of installing fence, learning how to find the product, source the product, and then figure out how to distribute that product and warehouse that product and get a whole marketing team and an HR team and you name it. Going from that small of a company to what we have has been very interesting, and it's kept me engaged, and it's not stopped at this point now that we're going to the next step of adding yet another warehouse at this point.
Describe the challenges you faced and how you overcame them.
So there have been many as we've grown so fast over the years. I would say warehouse space has been a major one. I'm trying to keep up with because every time we build a building or we acquire a property, we outgrow it, even though we thought it would last forever. It seems like it lasts a couple of years and we're outgrowing it. Also, I would say employee retention is a big issue for us. We put a lot of effort into it, and I think we've done a great job rewarding long-term employees and trying to retain long-term employees. Because anytime you lose an experienced employee, it's very hard to start over. So that's very important to us, and I think we've done a great job in doing so.
What are your plans for Trident moving forward?
So continued growth, continue marketing we have several different brands, continue pushing those brands out there. Also, the biggest project we have right now is acquiring a West Coast location as well as another East Coast location.
Do you have any good advice for someone trying to break into the business?
I would just say work hard. That's been what's been rewarding to myself is, keep going for that goal and eventually it pays off. It certainly did in our case.
It sounds like y'all are just gonna keep on growing. It sounds
That
like
is our
you're
goal.
just, that's the
Yes.
trajectory you're on. So that's
Yes.
awesome. Congratulations for all your success.